This is Call of Duty Black Ops 3. We're here on Xbox Series S, diving into this, I guess, beginning of a really downhill sort of go for the Black Ops franchise. So anyways, be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. But yeah, like I was saying, 3, 4, Cold War, I really feel like the series has been in decline, the Black Ops franchise. So I'm waiting for them to kind of get back to the normal high quality that we had with 1 and 2. And I guess World at War as well. So on the Series S, what are we getting? We're getting a dynamic 1080p, so it should be just stuck at 1080p with the overhead power that's present. 60 FPS, and auto HDR support is present, which makes complete sense. So this Call of Duty was quite different in that it focused on cooperative play within the campaign. So I couldn't find anybody to play with, but here is the, I guess you would say, the cooperative online. 4 players can pair up with one another to go and fight against the enemies across the different options. There's just like quick play, you can do solo if you want. You don't have to play cooperatively with others, but you can. Typical difficulties continue, and yeah, you just kind of battle across these scenarios in this interconnected campaign experience where I guess apparently a ball can roll up a staircase and absolutely slaughter you. But don't worry, there's aggressively good checkpoints, I don't know, something like that. Anyways, I don't think this one is too well loved. I don't really ever hear anyone chatting about this one or anybody remembering it fondly. So, yeah, I guess, what is going on? Just ran through this thing earlier, it was totally fine. Anyways, I don't remember anyone talking about this to any fond degree, and yeah, that's kind of it for this one. It's futuristic, it continues the universe of Black Ops, kind of, but, it's got robotics, and there's a world where everything is kind of like got some problems, and there's more like androids in the battlefield than anything else, and you're taking on the role of Black Ops players. Like I said, the whole concept of the war kind of plays around with your mind a bit in regards to what's actually going on here, so that might be intriguing to you from a gameplay perspective. Let's kind of get this open, guys. And it's got the typical over-the-top action, linear set pieces. Visually, it looks okay. I don't know, it looks fine. It could definitely use a bit of an improvement visually, I think. There are different like class type options as well. We'll be showing off, initially we're just starting off with the campaign. Then we'll be showing off multiplayer and then zombies as well, so you can see the full package. So there is stuff that's going on, content-wise for the other aspects of the experience, which is kind of interesting. This was also the first game that the partnership had shifted, where the marketing went to PlayStation from Xbox, and now things have shifted back again, I guess you would say, but forever. Which is kind of funny to think about. But yeah, I guess we'll drive off to the next mission. There's some heavy like story type stuff, unskippable opening intro scenes, which are kind of annoying, and yeah, a range of different missions you can do. It's got the typical grim style of war that you might be familiar with if you've played the Call of Duty series. It definitely depicts it as being pretty dark. I mean, geez, we just ran through like a hospital place where there's a bunch of people that were getting treated, and it just got like trampled and destroyed essentially. So there goes all those doctors and individuals, but it sure makes for a cool set piece. But yeah, you're battling in this futuristic society as mysterious behind closed doors Black Ops agents. It's wild, it's over the top, it's filled with combat, unique scenarios for you to work through. It's got some neat abilities like exotype suit things that are thrown into the equation. I just bombed myself, like that's funny. Yeah, because they're explosive spikes. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Didn't realize they were explosive spikes. I thought they were just big stapler guns. But nope. They definitely cause some chaotic destruction, that's for sure. Yeah, so now we just gotta blast things up, but it's your typical Call of Duty game. It's gonna be a little bit more open because the play spaces are designed for like multiple people to play. but, you know, it very much still is a linear sort of thing with narrative beats, crazy blowing up action, wild moments that make you think about everything in life and question the insanity of it all. That's the beauty here. It's got everything. I gotta plant a spike. How exciting.
Detonation confirmed.
I don't see the point in that. Do we have like a secondary gun? We've got a pistol. What's the point of planting that spike there? So yeah, range of futuristic weapons and all that other fun stuff. Are we just like, oh, we're structurally destroying this area, aren't we? That's the whole point of this. Now I got it. Yeah, spikes sent in and everything. Your difficulties, I don't know, it's just really kind of nonsensical, futuristic warfare kind of thing. Part of that era of Call of Duty before things started to kind of get back to normal, so hopefully that's where things stay for a while, I guess, because it did start to get a little bit, I guess you would say, strange in this era, but I don't know, some people might have liked this and whatnot, so that's kind of cool. And I guess at that point, it is probably a good time to eliminate some of these enemies, and then we'll start shifting over. Yeah, you know what? I mean, we've shot a lot of things, we've killed a lot of people, we've done our job here. Let's dive into the multiplayer portion of the experience, and then of course we'll follow up with the zombies portion too, because you gotta see the undead. I guess this also had like a nightmare mode, so people might find that one to be kind of intriguing. I don't know, but let's swap over. So this is the multiplayer component of the game. Again, it's got that really awkward, sort of lazy jetpack movement thing that was popular for a few different Call of Duty games, as they attempted to provide something that was futuristic movement-wise, while also being grounded in the realms of regular Call of Duty action. It's got your wall running, and it's got maps designed around these gameplay mechanics. It's from the Loot Crate era, so that's present within this as well. It's got your sliding, it's got your prestiging, it's got your leveling, it's got a variety of maps, it had DLC content that I hope eventually all becomes free or whatnot for players to enjoy. That would be kind of nice. And yeah, you go around shooting folks, you do boots on the ground, there's a few different modes. It's not really popular these days. It seems to be one of the least popular Call of Duty titles from like an older era, so keep that in mind. You're gonna find most of your players in Team Deathmatch, so you might find them in some other modes every now and then, but for me it seems like Team Deathmatch is kind of like where you're running into folks. I have played a bit of the multiplayer in this one. We did like a stream for it and stuff, and played it a little bit on the PlayStation as well. I wasn't huge on this one. Overall, this really wasn't the COD for me. But yeah, you kind of battle here, use your jetpacks, take out your enemies. The play spaces are traditional. If you played CODs around this era, you're gonna be, you know, knowing, like, it basically is the exact same as regular COD. They just added a little bit more verticality to it in some specific areas of the game. Different kill streaks, weapons that match the time. It also brought back the weird sort of, or maybe it introduced the weird sort of claw type mechanic thing that you unleash over time. See that in the bottom right there as it kind of like goes up. And this one also had the operators, which is now kind of like a staple, I guess you would say, in later games. I don't know. Not huge on the whole operator systems, but you know, this one really started to propel that forward. That was also the case really with, I guess Black Ops 4 really carried that forward, that whole operators thingy. That's for sure. So that's a interesting mechanic aspect of this one. Bunch of different maps, different ways to shoot, different ways to customize using the loot crate type things, so that was always riveting. That's for sure. It was definitely a Call of Duty game. Yep. It was definitely one of them. I think the time to kill is pretty quick, so you might find that to be interesting. Really? Wow, that was genuinely shocking that that person survived there. But I mean, it still does have, obviously, like a community that's playing it, so... Like all COD games, basically, you should be able to find people and stuff to engage with in combat. Sometimes you might have to wait a bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. At least the traversal allows you to get to places quick, so that's kind of neat if you like that sort of thing. I do definitely think this one could use a bit of a visual touch-up, though. A COD glow-up, one might say. I think that would help a lot with it, but it doesn't look too bad. Like, it actually seems to hold up decently well, even despite being 1080. Like, I mean, some of it's a little jagged in some places, but for the most part, it's actually like a pretty clean picture quality. Ow. Oh yeah, weapon leveling, that kind of stuff was present too. Interesting. It's really neat playing all the different Call of Duty games, because you can kind of be like, oh, okay, this era had this era had this was like a new thing they added. Because they, believe it or not, they did occasionally innovate in this franchise and add new things to the game. Like, it did actually change over time. How much? Well, it's kind of incremental year on year, but, you know, sometimes there's bigger gaps than others. Oh, this gun glow is pretty cool. Gravity spikes, yo. You just got operatored. See, look at this. I'm just, like, unstoppable. Just kidding. I've died tons of times, as you've already seen. Oh, and I got the combat bow guy. Yeah, let's hop into a new match. So this is another map scenario. This time we are in a redwood forest that has been overtaken with advanced buildings and stuff. Yeah, that's Black Ops for you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't know. It's more of that Call of Duty action that you probably know of. But you can fly lazily into the air for a few seconds before falling down. It lets you kind of get up to places. Kind of like lazy booster packs is the best thing I can describe it. I never liked this addition to the movement system. I always thought it was weird. Oh, when you can swim. I always forget that about this one, is the swimming. It's really, like, strange, because it's kind of always unnecessary, the swimming, but they kind of have it in, like, a couple maps here or there. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Little bits of swimming. Little Black Ops games. Always funny with the swimming. It's just like, whoosh. It's like, what's the point? Ooh. Just kills me. See, I always forget that they're swimming in this, and then all of a sudden you're like in a pool of water, and you're like, oh yeah, you can swim around. That guy doing intense jetpacking and stuff. So cool. So cool. I don't know, they have some neat play spaces that probably won't be used in future COD games because, you know, wall running and stuff isn't in the newer ones. Kinda looks like an Ewok forest almost. Run along these old bunkers.
Boomer down.
Ow. It's a really weird mix of, like, new and old almost. It's very strange. Yeah, that's for sure. This one is definitely a bit bizarre. But I've got the gravity spikes, so that's cool. Yeah, that guy didn't see that coming, did he? No, he did not. Just gonna keep running this other way and pretend that there's nothing going on back there. So yeah, very, very interesting and playable multiplayer. I don't know, I mean, I've gone over everything this multiplayer has to offer. It really wasn't that intriguing to me. For some people, maybe it was, I don't know. Kind of was like really out of this era of COD. It was strange. It was a strange time. What more do you want from me? Let's go to the zombies.
We should go
So this
find
is
a
the
few
zombies portion of the experience. This is like the updated old school maps. So this is, you know, Kino der Toten. I was like, should I just do the regular initial map in this game? And I was just like, ah, you know what? That probably wouldn't be any fun. I've got the Zombies Chronicles whatever DLC thing, which again, I hope they kind of make available and for free for people to enjoy going into the future. I think that would be nice under the new ownership. But for now, yeah. Let's continue to enjoy some classic zombies that has been upgraded. It's definitely very aesthetically different seeing it in this game, and they added a lot of the new mechanics. This one continued the pushing of story-type stuff within the zombies to the point that survival is a bit more of a secondary feature, which is why I guess it's somewhat nice to be here taking a look at this classic map, because it is a bit more survival-oriented. I guess some of the story stuff for the zombies characters continues in this one, and yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there's a lot more detail within the environment, which is nice. 2 perk machines in the same room? Oh no, this isn't a perk machine, this is a bubblegum thing. Bloop. So yeah, zombies, very typical. I mean, if you are buying the zombies in this and you're more of a historical zombies fan, you might want to grab like the Chronicles one like I did, so that I can actually enjoy my classic zombie scenarios.
Getting low on ammunition.
Because there was like a big pack that brought back, not all of them, but a good chunk of levels that were like, you know, updated and stuff like that. So that's kind of fun. It's 4-player co-op if you weren't aware. You can play it solo if you'd like. You know, you do you out there on the battlefield of things. You know, normally I actually make it through here without having to buy a gun. Maybe I have to pick something up. What is that weapon? The RK5? What is the RK5? I forgot they shoved in all this, like, new weapon stuff. It's weird. The Shiva? What is this? This looks like something out of Wolfenstein. Why didn't they just keep the historical weapons? That's just strange. So, typical zombie things, power-ups, perks, surviving waves of the undead, trying to survive to yet another day, as doom rains upon you. That's zombies for you. It's still like a classic mode that can be a lot of fun to do. I mean, I think it definitely continues to be somewhat nostalgic, that's for sure. This one a little bit less so. I mean, Black Ops 1 is where the zombies really is at. That's for sure. Like, this isn't too bad, but it's not like peak zombies. I'm sorry. Some people won't feel that way, but, you know. Oh well. I think that's supposed to be a reference to Metropolis, isn't it? Like that old school movie. You guys know what Metropolis is? I don't know. People probably don't know what I'm talking about. Can I have a second gumball? Plain sight. Whoop! To get ignored by zombies for 10 seconds? That's a long time if you think about it. Oh, and there's like a backbone sort of XP system and everything too in the zombies. As expected. Uh-oh, the undead are coming very slowly to come and cause pain for me. Whatever will we do? I like how the lights and stuff are a lot more eccentric in this one. They're definitely letting you know that the zombies are coming. Yeah, you know, I gotta be honest, I kind of wish they would have kept more of the traditional thematics of zombies on this map. I mean, it's the classic map, right? But it's just like, it's very different gameplay-wise.
Please, I have no job.
I don't have enough money for this? Are you kidding me?
Why is no one caring
Oh, so the
about my
MP40's
ammo?
here, but you couldn't do the other guns too? Okay. The MP40 is just that iconic.
Why am I so heavy now?
So good you could not bring it back, but that's Black Ops 3. Lots of fun.